No way. That's great.
We landed on the moon!
Okay, no peeking.
Here we go.
Oh,
Keep your
okay.
eyes closed.
Okay, they're closed.
All
Keep
right.
going. Almost
Be careful.
How much further?
We're almost there.
Right about.
And here we are. Happy Earth Day, dude.
Guys, how'd you know?
We know you love Earth.
That's my favorite day of the year. Earth
This is the day.
It's your favorite planet, man.
I just love coming up to high spots and looking at
I
it.
know. So we planned out the day. We're gonna enjoy the Earth, and then we're gonna go get some butter burgers.
Oh,
Yep,
I get burgers
yep,
and Earth.
Burgers
Yep.
and butter. And
Oh,
Earth.
snap. Today really is my day,
I
right,
know,
guys?
I know.
Wow.
Dude, look, man, it just goes on and on
Oh,
and
dude,
on
it's
and
just-
on
that's-
forever.
that's-
That could be because the Earth is flat. I don't see any curvature. Yeah, that horizon looks very, very flat to me.
We're paying separately though for the burgers.
Yeah, definitely paid separately for the
You can come
burgers.
with us.
I only have my
Yeah.
card.
I mean, it's definitely not curving down.
Do you guys know this guy? Has anybody?
I have no idea where it came from.
If anything, the horizon is rising to meet our eye line.
They call it the horizon.
Yeah, they sure do.
But that's
Yeah,
not where
and
the
there's
guys-
also a
that's
little
not what they
something
call
called
it.
gravity.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Gravity is a theory. It's just a theory.
Oh, no, he did not.
Well,
He did not
no,
just
well,
call gravity
It's
theory.
It is.
actually
It's not a
real
law,
thing.
it's a theory.
movie.
It's a movie.
Also,
It's a
yes,
really good
it's
movie.
definitely a movie,
If
but
Clooney's in it, it's got to be real. You know that.
if light things can rise up and heavy things can fall down, it might just be simply a natural byproduct of weight and density.
Speaking of
Gravity.
dance,
Describe
we got
gravity.
dance.
Dance head.
If Neil deGrasse Tyson was here,
Oh.
he would just like mushroom stamp the hell out of you.
He'd
And
lose
Listen,
place, yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson says that the world is pear-shaped.
No, Neil deGrasse
talking-
Tyson is pear
No, look,
shaped.
check it out. Does this look pear-shaped to you? That looks pretty round to
I don't
me.
see that.
In fact, that might even be a
that.
perfect circle. But to be fair, this photo is photoshopped. In fact, NASA even admits that every image you see of the Earth is actually photoshopped.
Are you talking shit on NASA,
Did you just
bro?
say NASA is wrong?
Look, all I'm saying is that if they can convince you that the world that you're living on is not actually what it is, then they can pretty much convince you of anything.
You know what I know? I know that hamburgers are real, and I know that we're gonna go get one.
I know.
Okay, but I gotta respond to myself and say that there's also a good chance that this whole flat Earth revival is
Earth
just
revival.
one big massive psyop.
What is this?
It's obviously a distraction, and it's dividing the community at a time when we need to be more united than ever, because the system is going into lockdown mode. You know, 1984 is upon us. There's water depletion, there's deforestation, there's mandatory vaccinations. Every move is being monitored. There's never-ending war. The psychopaths are posing as leaders, and we're down here debating on whether or not the Earth is flat.
Yeah, but no one can prove it.
Ah! On the contrary, my friend, I intend to put an end to this debate once and for all.
That was, he flew right up there in a jetpack.
Didn't see that coming.
That thing was fast.
That's pretty cool. Actually, kind of looks like chemtrails behind him.
What are chemtrails?
Remember chemtrails?
No.
That big craze from 2012.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah. So, hey, did you know McDonald's has a new custom burger?
Yeah.
It's called the Build-A-Burger.
Really?
Yeah.
Put whatever you want on it.
Oh yeah. Whatever
Sounds
you
good to
want.
me.
Yeah, it's
Can we
great.
still get a butter burger from Burger King?
Oh, dude, we're gonna get a butter burger, and then we're gonna get a Build-A-Burger.
Is he telling the truth or is he telling a lie? He's the conspiracy guy.
My iridologist gave me this link to this podcast, and now I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that the Earth is flat.
Oh my god, you're a flat earther? Are you fucking serious, man? They're the stupidest cunts in the known universe.
How do you know that the Earth is not flat? Have you ever been to space? Have you ever seen it with your own French fries, Dom? We are being told such a huge lie.
I can't believe you just did this to me.
What?
How are we supposed to be friends now? Nothing you say ever again will ever carry any kind of intellectual weight. Because I won't be able to see past the level of stupidity required to think that dumb shit. In fact, you've just lost every right you had to enter into any kind of adult conversation about anything, because that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. The Earth is round, brah. It's not even a thing.
That is what they want you to think, Dom. That exact same thing.
Why would anybody want me to think that if it wasn't the case? I'm all for conspiracy theories, you know I am, but that's just too fucking far, man. The most intelligent people on the planet have hypothesized around Earth.
Like who?
I don't know, like Stephen Hawking for one?
Dom, how do you even know Stephen Hawking is saying what you think he's saying? Have you ever seen him move his mouth once? He could just be a guy trapped in a body connected to a robot voice that's making him say all this brainwashed government Illuminati bullshit. Okay, ironically, he is the perfect mouthpiece for the system.
He's just a disabled cunt in a wheelchair, man.
You're too busy thinking about how amazing it is that someone so disabled could be so brilliant that you didn't stop to ask yourself the simplest question. Is he even capable of communicating at all? For all we know, he could have died 10 years ago and could be the first government android.
Why would they even want us to think the Earth was flat if it wasn't?
Wake up, Dom. You are being sheeple.
Don't call me sheeple. I'm not sheeple, I'm people. There's just a limit to the amount of shit I can put brain power towards investigating, okay? Why would anyone even want us to think the Earth was flat if it wasn't? You know that every cunt in the world thought the Earth was flat until we proved it isn't.
Why can't we see the curvature of the Earth? Why can't we go to Antarctica? And why isn't everything floating around everywhere? And don't you dare say gravity.
Oh my god, you're making a thing out of a thing that shouldn't even be a thing. We should be putting our brain power towards solving actual world problems, like why the lizard people are taking over the planet, or why Bill Gates is trying to cull the population of Earth, or why your head is a bookcase.
My head is a bookcase?
Yeah. Your head is an actual bookcase.
See? There are so many things that we don't know. Look, Dom. Your arm is a rake!
It is? Oh, shit.
We know nothing.
No, this is perfectly explainable. There must be some simple explanation for why my arm is a rake and why you're slowly separating into dark matter.
It's happening.
What's happening?
We're cracking the code.
The code to what?
The meaning of life.
The meaning of life is that we're made entirely of random objects?
Everything is nothing, and nothing means anything. And we can't believe anything because nothing is everything we'll ever know.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Wait, bro, can you do me a solid and just chill out on the emission of those electromagnetic audiological pulse waves coming out of your spoon leg?
That is their mark. These three marks here are actual coordinates. It's a map of their solar system.
Wow.
Do you have a pen, a magic marker of some kind? Just yeah, big thick one would be good.
Yeah,
okay. Now, see, if you join the coordinates, you start here, and you just start joining these coordinates like this, you'll see that it's almost a perfect triangle, okay? Now, if you follow this side of the triangle up, that you will eventually realize where the location of the space station is. Proof positive that aliens are moving and living among us. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry.
I could see that how that would affect your Christmas.
I made that whole thing up.
What?
I'm sorry. I guess I just wanted to seem interesting. I guess there's a real danger of that on this show.
There's a pressure.
Well, yeah, people come out and they've run out of anecdotes, you know, and they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah. Now, you seem to be in pretty good shape physically. You work out all the time?
I'm totally working out.
Yeah, really, yeah.
One time I was at the Cooper and I could see a couple of lights passing by the space station that looked like either satellites or fast-moving objects, which was really quite strange. Never seen that before. So I called one of my other crewmates over and we had a look at it. We were wondering what it was. Then we realised it wasn't actually far away from the space station. It was quite close to the space station. And it was in fact small droplets of liquid that were leaking out of the Progress module. And they were passing. The sunlight was reflecting on these droplets of water. So, like I said, everything that's unusual normally has an explanation.
The highest spot on Earth is not Mount Everest, your book says. It's something else. What is it?
First, it's true not because my book says it, but simply because it's true. Okay, let's want to clarify that.
All right.
No, I mean, Earth, To the astrophysicist, we don't really care much about sea level.
No.
If you want to be high, you're measuring your distance from the center of the Earth.
From the very center of the Earth.
Is that different from the center?
I'm trying to give it...
the very center of the Earth. I don't know how many centers you know of. Okay, the very center of the Earth.
The really very, very center of the Earth.
Yeah. So you want to find the farthest point from that center. And it turns out sea level at the equator is farther away from the center of the Earth than sea level near the poles. It has nothing to do with global warming and melting of the ice caps.
Why is that?
Because Earth, we know it spins once a day. Yes, thank you. 3 people know how long a day lasts here.
Good for row number 2. They're off to a great start.
So you spin, when you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out. Yeah. It gets wider in the middle. And so Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning. And it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate. And officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger than the height of Mount Everest above sea level.
I think I can smell shite. Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
There's a saying in science, extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. So I am now going to make a wild, way out, extraordinary claim. The world is round. See, it looks like a table or a board. Now, once in a while, you might see mountains or hills, but those are just like little bumps on what looks like a flat Earth. Well, here's what happened. People noticed that the place that we seem to be living would every now and then cast a shadow on the moon. And when it did, that shadow was always round. Now, the only shape we know of that always casts a round shadow is a ball. It's our curvature of the Earth horizon model of science. And this blue stuff is like the ocean. And this boat, well, it's like a boat. Anyway, watch. As ships sail away, they don't disappear all at once. No, first, the bottom will disappear. See, the bottom of the ship is gone. Now we can see midway up, and then the whole thing disappears. Now, ships came back. They didn't fall off a table. So people realized that the world is curved. I mean, it's a big curve, but it's curved. So, the process of testing claims, the world is flat, the world is round, is what we call science. Now, if you have a claim that can't be tested, that's what we call pseudoscience. The difference between pseudoscience and regular science is whether or not you can test it. The flat Earth, well, that didn't stand up to tests. The round Earth did. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. The world is round. I'm out of here.
Bill? Well, that's definitely shite.
Billion, trillion, trillion, million, 400 billion suns. Billion, trillion, billion, trillions of orbiting snowballs. Billion, trillions. Million, billion, million, 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 billion, million, 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 billion, millions, billion, million, 4 billion-year-old tree. Tens of billions. I have trillions, billions, billion, trillions, billions, trillion, millions, billion years, 100 million. Took nature hundreds of millions of years to evolve a bacterium and billions of years to make a grasshopper.
Shite. Oh yes, that's shite.
Yes, you've changed.
What makes you say that?
You can't leave me. Where would you go to?
Australia.
Australia?
I'll be one of the new Australians.